The birth of modern-day terrorism, U.S. encounters with early international terrorism. The purpose of this documentary will be to explore the roots of modern international terrorism and how it has grown since 1968, the dawn of secular terrorism, to the September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center and Pentagon. It will explore the differences between secular terrorism and religious terrorism, political Islam and fundamentalist Islam, but most importantly, what role the United States has played in shaping the threat we see today. Modern international terrorism stems from Palestinian secular movements in the late 1960s. The goal of these movements was to combat Israeli influence and actions in the Arab world. One such movement culminated in the first major international terrorist attack in 1972 at the Munich Olympic Games in Germany. The attack began when 8 Palestinian terrorists broke into the Olympic Village, killing 2 Israeli athletes immediately and taking the remaining 9 team members hostage, all of whom later died during a shootout with police. Following the attack, the United States State Department's Bureau for Diplomatic Security reported 2 major changes in how the U.S. would protect American diplomats around the world.
Good evening. I'm Howard K. Smith in Washington. Harry Reasoner's on vacation. These are tonight's headlines. Israel, mourning its dead and angered at the killers, prepares to hold a state funeral tomorrow for the 11 Olympic team members slain in West Germany. The Olympic Games are resumed after memorial services attended by 80,000 persons are held in Munich. President Nixon directs the Secretary of State to consult with other nations on international security measures against terrorists, and both houses of Congress by unanimous vote adopt a resolution calling for world isolation of any nation encouraging terrorism.
Diplomatic security would now be a major foreign policy concern, and security would now focus on actively using personnel and technology to fight terrorism, as opposed to the passive tactic of evaluation it had been employing. However, the most far-reaching effect was how it molded American public perception of terrorism. Terrorists became, as history professor Paul Thomas Chamberlain says, bloodthirsty fanatics bent on spreading destruction and anarchy, with whom negotiations were futile and immoral. Even as State Department officials and United Nations delegates warned that Palestinian peacemakers need to be involved in the peace process, the U.S. government labeled Palestinian groups as terrorists. It was this view and President Nixon's decision to not recognize the underlying grievances that Palestinians had, which ultimately furthered terrorist organizations and perpetuated further violence.